Hi there, my name is Joseph Paul. I'm a spiritual practitioner here to give you a love reading for the collective. Now, some of you have been on the fence wanting to know, when am I going to meet the one who is going to fall in my lap, and why am I just sitting here staring off into space with nobody to date? And already as we start to pull some cards, it's like the energy is energying, and I'm really kind of excited to see how this goes. So far, we've already got the High Priestess coming out here, the Ace of Pentacles here in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands. Oh, excuse me, the Seven of Wands as well. For some of you, you're in this position of really needing to get a handle on your finances. It's like you may be feeling a little bit held back in some paying off some debt or paying off the debt to yourself that you owe in terms of investing in finances, investing into your career. You know that in order for you to navigate the dating scene in the way that you would like to, there's some financial changes that need to start taking place. And it doesn't mean that this is a bad thing. It's just this, we're picking up on the energy of like what is presently here in the moment as we're navigating dating, as we're navigating this desire to be met halfway. Seven of Wands coming out here. And this is really giving me this energy of like you've been fighting this or feeling this urge for a long time of really having to kind of put forth the determination, probably the resiliency, so to speak, in terms of just staying focused on, okay, at least I got to get through my day to day here. I've at least got to focus on building some kind of wealth for myself, whether that's materially or spiritually. But with the Seven of Wands here, it's like really feeling like you're having to do a lot more work than you anticipated. It's like you feel like, okay, just when you're about to meet someone or just when you're about to get clarity on who is going to show up for you, it's like spirit comes up and they're like, not so fast. There's still some more work that needs to be done. And if not spirit, then at least your higher self trying to at least acknowledge that what you desire desires you, but there has to be some blockages that are removed before we get going. All right, Seven of Swords coming out here as well. Okay, the two sevens, just really speaking on like, okay, be mindful of that self-sabotage. Be mindful of how much energy you're putting in one thing when you really should be putting it into another, right? The Seven of Swords for me is giving this energy of like, okay, not being mindful of your shadow either, not being mindful of what is really at play that's keeping you from meeting this person. So when it relates to this love reading specifically for where we find ourselves financially, where we find ourselves just in this moment of, is someone actually going to meet me? When are they going to meet me? It comes as soon as you really do the inner working of acknowledging why you really are single, right? Being honest with the self of, am I really taking care of myself the way that I want someone to take care of me? And if that answer is no, then, what things can you change here? Ooh, good one. We've got the justice here in the reverse. Just speaking on exactly what I was saying. Maybe not may not be prioritizing what you would like a partner to do or prioritize for you. And if you cannot show yourself self-love, how are you expecting someone else to meet you in that space? It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are all of your traumas and all of your insecurities are healed, but at least giving yourself permission to settle in on that self-care, to settle in on building that wealth, building that security in your career, building that security in yourself of how do you perceive yourself on the day to day? What kinds of things do you tell yourself at night when you wake up in the morning about who you are and how people deserve to be in your presence or deserve to treat you? All right. So really be mindful of these things moving forward. And maybe for some of you, this may not be the energy that you're wanting to hear or acknowledge, or it's like I'm hearing somebody say, I get it, but I don't really care about that. What I care about is when is it happening, right? Ooh, Ace of Swords here coming out here in addition to the King of Pentacles in the reverse. And let me just pull a couple more things here because I just want to get a little bit more insight on what is it that spirit wants to say on this. I'm hearing more so of like it happens when it happens to answer that specific question, but I feel like you're going to reach a moment of clarity about, okay, this maybe isn't happening, to me. This is happening for me, giving me this opportunity to really align myself energetically with that feeling of abundance, with that feeling of security, with that awareness of what I bring to the table. Because it's almost as if some of you are waiting for somebody else to validate your worth. And that's what this relationship is, what you're craving, like why you're craving this relationship here. We've got this Four of Swords coming out here and the Six of Wands, right? I couldn't be more spot on with this. It's this, I want to be validated. I really want someone to tell me that I'm beautiful, I'm capable, they love me, they believe in me. But this Four of Swords to come out here and remind us, like, you're basically asking somebody to fill an empty well with a hole in it, right? Like, if you're not able to feel these things for yourself, like the what you're craving, if somebody were given to you right now, if somebody were walked in front of you, was able to meet you where you're asking to be met, and said all those things, provided all those things, would that really make you feel good in the long term? Maybe short term, but more so in the long term, I'm just feeling like, this is like kind of like a short-lived experience. It's like you only get this a certain amount of goody feeling on the inside until you realize that, oh shoot, I'm still feeling empty. I'm still feeling depleted. Again, really pulling on that energy here of the Six of Wands. It's like you want this person to complete you or just give you you want them to see you, right? You want them to see the pain that you've experienced, that you are currently going through, and somehow be able to make it all better. Yeah, Five of Cups here. And Spirit is showing up here and saying, look, you're kind of missing the point. You're missing what you can really bring to the table right now, or like what we have already brought to the table, more so of like, you think that this is a terrible space to be in, that you're extremely lonely, that you're depressed, that you're never going to meet anyone, and that's not the truth. The truth is that Spirit is showing up for you in this space by protecting you, giving you the room to expand and to grow and to develop into this person that you've always envisioned yourself to be in. And having that distraction is what I'm feeling, and like what they're bringing to light here is that you have every opportunity. Three of Wands coming out here. You have every opportunity to manifest the dreams, the realities that you have been craving since you were 16 years old. And now that you have that freedom to do that without a person tying you down, it's like, oh no, I don't want that. I want somebody else instead, and the truth is it's not going to be, yeah, it's not going to be sustainable if you don't get what you need. You're resisting the transformation here, the tower coming out here in reverse. You are resisting the transformation. You are resisting the call to action. And that's understandable because from my perspective, I in this empathy, like feeling empathy for you because I am in this position from time to time. I see myself all the time going like, I I want somebody to complete me. I want somebody to be with me. And then I realize like I do want that, but I also want what's best for me. I also want a stable career. I also want to follow through on all the dreams, all the checklist items that I've had on my list for, since high school, and is it fair to yourself to go rushing into a relationship? Let's say for example, tomorrow somebody landed in your lap, you meet them at the coffee shop. Are you really going to have the space to entertain that relationship right now while also going towards your dreams? Because you know yourself, you know who you are. The strength card in reverse, it's just speaking on like you you're forgetting how powerful and capable you really are to go get what you desire. You're forgetting that you don't need anybody else to motivate you. You don't need anybody else to encourage you or to hold you at night when the going gets tough because you've done it for so long. Think back to all the times in the past. You've got the Five of Pentacles here. They're reminding us with this Five of Pentacles here of like, remember when you were down and out, right? Remember when you were at the lowest of the low and what that was like to drag yourself out of that. See, on the Five of Pentacles here, we see this person, they feel that it's not that they just feel alone, they are alone. They are out in the cold. And that is where you were once before. And now you find yourself in a more stable position where you're open to entertaining a new relationship because you feel like that'll give you another leg up in life. Like that'll complete this transformative moment of coming from nothing to now being where you are. But really, you don't find that completion until you reach the point in your career or in your finances or in that just that self-awareness, that self-love first. You have to be willing to feel those things first and then add on the relationship because we promise you what they're saying to us right now is we promise you you will feel so much better 10 times better when you have what you want first before getting into that relationship. It'll just make it'll make the experience feel so much more holistic, feel so much more loving. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune here. It's saying that as soon as they're saying here that once you give yourself permission to go after what you love, go after what you need, go after you filling your own cup, this Wheel of Fortune means a stroke of luck and not even a stroke of luck. It's just inevitable that you will come full circle and be met with someone who has done the work just as much as you. So on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Nine of Swords here, and it's just speaking on this energy of, you know, just really being caught in the feels, really being so worked up over I don't have and these sleepless nights. Some of you may be spending more time than you need, more time than you desire, fantasizing about the opportunity of what it would be like to be with someone who meets you halfway. We're not saying it's not good to think about what it would be like and how that would uplift you and to just, be in your fairy tale la la land. That's okay every once in a while, but what they are reminding you is that that is spending energy or placing your attention on something that you could very well be spending and placing the attention on elsewhere, and being more like not being more productive. Like productive is part of it, but more so of it like just being worth your while more because they're doubling down here. They really want me to pull up this Five of Pentacles, of remembering where you came from. Five of Cups here as well, of remembering too, like you are missing the full picture here. You are sitting here saying, I've been alone and I'm never gonna have, and I just wish things were different. And really, this is an opportunity, an invitation forward to see the glass as half full. When you're in a relationship, you are also committing your love, your time, your attention to the other person just as much as you are committing it to your life. And if you don't have a solid foundation, you may end up overextending yourself and pouring more into that relationship than you are due to do at that time. So, due to do, DUE to DO. And so, just remember here, there is nothing wrong with feeling this sense of wanting to be desired. There's nothing wrong with just pretending, believing in your fairy tale ending. trusting that it will come to pass. But give yourself permission to just hold off and wait. Just play devil's advocate for just a moment here. The Empress, they want me to show you this card also at the bottom of the deck. It's like we're forgetting, it was in the reversal. We're forgetting here how powerful you really are, how truthful you can be in this moment of saying that you have what it takes to power through this another period of being single and working towards manifesting your dreams. So that way, when you're there, when you're really enjoying yourself, that partner can come forward and you will be like, whoa, I have everything I could have possibly asked for. It feels like for me that I've been saying the same thing over and over again, but based off what the cards have said here as well, they're confirming all of that. They're telling you, yes, we know, we understand, we validate, acknowledge where you're at. We also acknowledge and validate that there is potential. There is your fairy tale ending is already there, but we need you for this moment to focus on what is most important, which is filling your own cup, filling your own needs, making sure that you have what you need before somebody else pours into a basin that is not capable and able or willing to sustain it. Okay? One more. Nah, I think that's it. I really think that's the reading for right now. Hopefully that gives you a little bit more clarity. I know that may not be what you wanted to hear for some of you of like, oh, I just wish. But if this video found you, if you are in this position where you're just doom scrolling, hoping for another confirmation of what you already know to be true, deep down inside in your subconscious, this answer has already been present, has already been knocking on your heart, and it is up to you to accept the truth, accept your love for self and bringing this message to the conscious awareness again. And it is up to you to make the changes necessary to do with this as you will. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't. We're not going to make the shoe fit. But if you are someone who's been considering this question, when is it going to happen to me? It will happen when you give yourself the permission to love the self in the best way possible, which is just investing in yourself. Okay. I love you if you haven't heard it today. Again, if you'd like to book a reading with me at any time, go ahead and click that link down in the description box. I'd love to work with you one-on-one. Even more, come back on my channel around, sometime in the future, and we'll see you again for another collective reading. I don't even know if that was a good ending. I have no idea.